Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. We also have your boredom busters coming up, but first, our top story. A severe storm rumbled through parts of KELOLAND early this morning, waking people up to strong winds, rain, and large hail. But the severe weather may not be finished for the long holiday weekend. Let's get a very latest on the conditions with meteorologist Adam Rutt in the Storm Center. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Perry, and good morning, everybody. We'll start with a look at today's temperature forecast as we want to kind of get this out of the way. We're talking about highs today, gradually climbing into the 80s to low 90s East River. To the west, it's going to be a different story, 70s to low 80s, but the big event is going to be later this evening as we do run the risk for some showers and thunderstorms later in the evening and overnight as well. There is one X factor that we are going to keep an eye on, and that is going to be a rather important one. That's cloud cover, which we do have in place this morning over Sioux Falls, which is a welcome sight this time around. 65 currently with a southeast wind at 8 miles per hour. The longer we hold on to this cloud cover, the better, as that will help limit but not eliminate the severe weather threat that we're going to watch later today. We are already pretty warm this morning with temperatures in the 60s and low 70s east of the James River Valley, 50s to around 60 out west, with wind speeds on the tolerable side overall. But with any storm that pops up, we will likely see some higher gusts. We'll talk about the details of today's severe weather potential, not to mention Memorial Day, plus what comes around afterward, all in my 7-day forecast.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. Well, demonstrators gathered Saturday in Sioux Falls to protest gun violence in the aftermath of last week's deadly school shooting in Texas. The protesters lined up along Minnesota Avenue at Van Epps Park, holding signs and chanting for change. One of the organizers will be attending college in the fall to become a teacher and says she's advocating for her future students.
It's a little bit of a passion since I was like 3 years old. I've always wanted to be a teacher, and it's really important to me to be able to advocate for the students that can't really speak for themselves.
Demonstrators say they were encouraged to see people come together in an effort to end gun violence. A weekend stabbing in northeast Sioux Falls sent one man to the hospital. Officers were called to the 2100 block of East Russell Street just before 6 o'clock Saturday morning for a man suffering from a stab wound. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the stabbing was the result of a family dispute. Officers detained one person for questioning in connection with that stabbing. Bookstores in Rapid City are stressing the importance of reading over the summer after the school board earlier this month considered destroying 5 books deemed inappropriate. Libraries say reading not only increases knowledge but also builds empathy. Bookstores say holding a book in your hands rather than electronically can also add to the enjoyment among readers of all ages.
We've got younger people that come in that are just looking for, they don't really know what they are looking for, but there's something about shopping in a bookstore versus scrolling online, and they find that more appealing. So, yeah, we get a whole wide range of people that come in here.
The Rapid City Public Library is hosting a summer reading program for kids across the Black Hills. Enjoy live music at Good Earth State Park southeast of Sioux Falls. Good Earth Summer Concert Series features Tom Watson, who performs at 4 o'clock. The concert is free to attend, but a park entrance license is required for vehicles entering the park. Spoken Sport in Sioux Falls is hosting a Sunday Fun Day mountain bike ride. Bikers of all skill levels are invited to gather at the store's South Cliff Avenue location at 4 p.m. to ride beginner and intermediate trails. Helmets and bicycles with off-road capabilities are required. The Union Gospel Mission in Sioux Falls is hosting a Rock the Block community outreach party from 11 to 5. There will be food, bike safety education, entertainment, and outreach opportunities outside the mission's main office in downtown Sioux Falls. Adam?
Well, here's the setup that we have so far this morning. Low pressure to the north is going to continue to track north and east, with a trailing cold front that will also eventually move on through. We do have cloud cover ahead of the boundary, and that is going to be an X factor in terms of whether we get a lot of available energy later today for severe weather or not. The longer it holds on, the better. So normally we don't like to see cloud cover in the morning. This time around, we do, especially if we want to limit the potential for severe weather later today and into the night. Right now, It's an enhanced risk, level 3 out of 5 from areas just south and east of Winter toward Yankton, Sioux Falls, Madison, Watertown, up into St. Cloud as well. Watertown under a slight risk, level 2 out of 5. Also Huron, Miller, Redfield, down to Winter with a marginal risk level 1 out of 5 today. Aberdeen to Pierre, all the way toward Wall and eventually into the southwestern corner of South Dakota. All forms of severe weather are going to be on the table today and tonight, and even Memorial Day Monday for that matter. So you will want to stay weather aware if you have any outdoor plans, be it today or tomorrow for any ceremonies or just for the sake of getting outside. And here is why. Here's a look at Futurecast. And we do have that threat for thunderstorms later in the day and overnight as we move through Futurecast bit by bit. There's 11 p.m. You can see those showers and thunderstorms moving on through. Even overnight, early morning Monday, we see a few more east river. By Memorial Day itself, we need to watch again for low pressure, which will track on through and keep in that potential for some severe weather, especially the further east you go. And this is going to hinge on where this area of low pressure tracks. If it goes further east, we can push that threat east. If it stays where it is right now, well, we're going to have to watch things very, very carefully. Just know that that potential is very much there for Memorial Day, with an enhanced risk again for eastern KELOLAND. This time it's Aberdeen to Sioux Falls points east, a slight risk level 2 for Huron, Mitchell, Pierre, and Winter. Mulridge under a marginal risk for Monday into Monday night. And just like today, all forms of severe weather will be on the table Monday into Monday night. So having NOAA weather radio ready to go. Also have your KELOLAND Storm Tracker app ready to go as we continue to monitor this potential. High temperatures today climbing into the 80s to low 90s, like I said earlier. 70s out to the west with overnight lows are going to fall into the 50s to low 60s with a chance for showers and thunderstorms on the way. We'll watch Memorial Day of the 7-day forecast, but by the time we reach Wednesday, we cool down and more importantly, we calm down as we head into the beginning of June. Have a great day. Stay safe if you are out and about today. For more local news, weather, and sports, you can always head on over to KELOLAND.com.